Hello everybody and welcome to Random Ramblings with your host, me. I was having a bit of trouble trying to decide what I wanted this video's topic to be. It was either going to be about this being the first official day of winter break, or aliens, and I couldn't really decide which topic to pick. So maybe I'll just talk a little bit about both. So I was going to talk about, not really about this being the first day officially of winter break, more about it being Yule, which is also the winter solstice. And but I don't know if anyone would really be interested in learning about Yule, so I'm just going to say happy winter solstice, everybody, even though I'm in Florida and it's like 80 degrees outside, and yeah, no one told this state that it was winter, so 80 degrees. So, I guess today's real topic will be aliens. And the reason I got kind of wanting to talk about aliens, and I'm not like a weird person who chases UFOs or anything, and the laptop is totally glaring in my glasses so bad. Yeah, I don't go like chasing UFOs or anything, and I'm not like obsessed with aliens, but me and my mother recently started watching The X-Files, and like the very first episode, and if you've never seen The X-Files, this doesn't really spoil anything. It's just, in the very first episode, Mulder, which is the guy who believes in aliens and things, he asks Scully, which is the girl, he's like, "Do you believe in aliens?" And she's like, "Logically, no." And I'm like, logically, yes. I mean, our universe, maybe they didn't know it back in like 1992 or 1993 or whenever it was, but our universe is ginormous and ever expanding. How there are like so many galaxies, and all these planets are probably in all these galaxies, and how can a scientist, logically not think that there is probably some other form of intelligent life out there? I mean, we can't be the only ones here, you know? I mean, that would be vain and arrogant and completely human of us to believe that we are the only planet with like intelligent beings. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, but the other planets, they can't sustain life." And it's like, they couldn't sustain human life, but because they couldn't sustain human life, they were probably like a new organism that could survive in like really hot places or really cold places, or like atmospheres made entirely of ammonium or something. I mean, life probably does not, like, all life on Earth requires oxygen and like sunlight and water and all that, but in other planets and other galaxies, or even like on moons and asteroids, there may be life, and just because it doesn't fit our definition of life, it doesn't mean like it's not alive. Like in the movie Avatar, yeah, the humans need oxygen, but all the Na'vi on the planet, they can't breathe oxygen, and we can't breathe their atmosphere, but they're still alive. Which, okay, I'm not saying that there are like 7 feet, 9 feet tall blue people running around on one of Jupiter's moons, but you know, it's completely plausible because we haven't been out there. All we get are like pictures. We haven't even been to Mars yet, so how are we supposed to know? And like, there's this whole big thing, oh, well, humans have explored more into space than we have into our own oceans, and people are like, oh, we never know what we're going to find in the ocean. Like, we keep going down, and we keep discovering all these organisms. It's the same thing with space. Like, the farther you go out and the farther you can explore it, the more likely it is that you're going to discover something new. And I don't know, like, I have this discussion with my dad about believing in aliens, or, well, extraterrestrial life forms, because aliens is a weird term. It's like, oh, you mean like people from Mexico? No, I don't mean people from Mexico. I mean people from not Earth. And it's just, there are totally extraterrestrials out there, because how could there not be? I mean, how could there not be? I mean, of course, we don't know. We don't know, because we've never seen it. But it's completely logical to believe that they are out there, because there's so much out there that we don't know about. Like, there's so much in the ocean that we don't know about. Just because we've never seen it doesn't mean it's not there. I mean, I've never seen $1 million in one place before, but I'm sure it exists. And it's just, I don't know. The thing in X-Files just kind of bothered me, because it's like, logically, of course, it's completely logical to believe that humans are not the only intelligent life forms. And the whole thing about invading people, like why would aliens invade Earth? Like, why? Unless it's like kind of how humans are like, oh, let's go invade this country to take it over. I mean, that's probably the only reason that extraterrestrials would come and invade Earth, is to take over Earth. But like, why would they want? Why? I mean, if they live on a completely different planet with a completely different atmosphere, and they can't even breathe in Earth's atmosphere, why would they want to invade us? I mean, then it brings up the whole Doctor Who thing with the those alien guys that are kind of squat with like really fat necks, and they like confuse gender a lot, and they tried to like flood the Earth with their own atmosphere. Maybe it'd be like that. I don't know. But like, why would an alien want to invade Earth? What do we have to offer? I mean, if they're out living on this planet, and they like, it's completely different. They don't have trees, and they don't have like they can survive without all the stuff that we survive, because they're completely, like, physiologically and biologically, they're completely different than us. Why would they want to come to Earth? Why would they want to steal our resources when they can survive on a planet that has none of our resources? Like, it makes no sense. So like, people like this, like crazy UFO chasers that are afraid of aliens invading us. And the other thing, people who say they don't believe in UFOs. UFO stands for unidentified flying object. So anything that is flying around that you don't know what it is a UFO. If there is a kite flying in the sky but you don't know it's a kite, it's a UFO. If there's some bird that's never been identified before, it's a UFO. It's an unidentified flying object. Doesn't have to be a flying saucer, doesn't have to be a spaceship. It's just an object that's flying and unidentified. So everyone must believe in UFOs, because they're real, because they're flying objects that you can identify. And so there, and this video is getting really long. I try to keep it under 5 minutes. So bye, I'm leaving. Aliens are probably, most likely, totally logically real. And so there, aliens. Bye.